Alright guys, welcome back. This is going to be Game 3 of today's Premier League matches between Empire and Pain Gaming. Again, this is a replay cast. We are now standing at 1-1 after an incredibly aggressive and decisive Game 1 by Pain Gaming, followed up by an equally aggressive Game 2 by Empire that they ended up taking against, a very defensive, try and sort of hold the line lineup. They still managed to find the cracks, they managed to break down the walls, and stop Pain from finding the farm they needed to make it work. Moving on to Game 3, we'll see if Empire tries to play the same thing again. See if maybe the Wisp is going to get banned out this time, Pain Gaming. Maybe not wanting to give them that. Although, looks like they have first pick, so we will see when the bans start. Undying immediately banned out by Pain Gaming. Team really doesn't like Undying. They've banned him quite a bit. Empire, I wouldn't be hugely surprised to see them ban, like, maybe Nyx Wisp, just because they don't want to give Pain the first pick Wisp. They also don't want to give Pain the Nyx that they did so incredibly well with in Game 1. And regardless of whether or not they did well, you generally don't want to give a team a Nyx anyway. Obviously, there are, a lot of worthwhile heroes to ban in the first banning phase, but Nyx, there's a reason Nyx doesn't make it through very often. Good stun, good lane control, great gank potential, and hard to lock down because of that Carapace. Carapace buff was definitely what pushed him to the top tier hero he is now. Bounty Hunter immediately banned out. Empire wants no part of Track Gold. And, Wisp banned out? Okay, so Pain's saying we're not particularly interested in taking the first pick Wisp, and we don't want you to have him again. And there goes Darks here. So, stealthy ban strategy. So Pain basically, Nyx, Bat, and Coddle are all open. The three kind of like everybody bans these heroes all the time. So Nyx gets taken. That leaves if they want to get Bat Rider and Keeper of the Light. Boom! So Empire baited them right into a trap. Took two pretty much permaban heroes for the price of one. Bat Rider and Keeper of the Light, both incredibly frustrating to lane against. Bat Rider, gank potential, obviously huge. And that is a really nasty tri-lane if that's how they decide to run it, Pain Gaming. Nyx, Gyro, Shadow Demon. I'm betting the Nyx will go mid again, given the success they had with it in Game 1. But at the same time, that's just brutal. Disruption, position the Gyro, Nyx stun, Rocket Barrage. Everyone is dead. That could be a good aggro tri-lane. Regardless, Gyro and Shadow Demon together are very good in the first place. Well, Gyro's good with pretty much anyone. Shadow Demon lanes well with pretty much anyone, so I guess that's not really saying much, but they're particularly effective. Especially because if you put a Soul Catcher on someone who's eating a Rocket Barrage, ow! It's the only word for it. Just ow. And Bane picked up as the third pick by Empire. Moving into the second ban phase. So not a lot showing from Empire. Bane doesn't really mid in professional play. I suppose he could, but it's pretty unusual, and I wouldn't want to put him against a Nyx or a Gyrocopter, really. Maybe a Gyrocopter, but not a Nyx. Not with the ability to just spike Carapace back that Brain Sap when you need to. Phantom Lancer banned out by Pain, Magnus by Empire, Lifestealer by Pain. So they don't want any of these very strong carry heroes. Maybe they're going to go for a very aggressive Gyrocopter and just try to snowball the game off of him. Lone Druid banned out. Empire saying we do not want split push. Coddle can hold one lane forever, but he can't hold them all. Now what? So against Empire, they're banning out carries because none of the top tier carries have been picked up yet. Maybe a Void to kind of get in on and lock down the Gyrocopter is what Empire might look at. See if he gets banned out, maybe. I mean, you have good. Okay, TA gets banned out against Scandal. Solid. I mean, especially if you can carpet an area with Firefly and then bubble someone on top of it with Faceless Void. That's a lot of damage. Batrider has excellent teamfight control on DPS. And Rubik, the final ban coming out from Empire. Not surprising. And Rubik very versatile. And the last thing they want is to... Channeled ultimates like Banes and Enigmas are really, really easy to steal, since you can steal them during the channel. And Enigma, obviously, he can catch multiple heroes, but basically Bane, since you're forced to go on one hero, and so, you know, if you want to disable their carry, Rubik's going to steal it. Every time.
10 seconds remaining.
A Rubik that doesn't steal it, one of three things is true. He was out of range, he was on cooldown, or he's bad / not paying attention. Because grabbing a Fiend's Grip on Rubik is just amazing. You can turn it right around. You can even, if you want to, grab the Fiend's Grip and immediately cancel Bane's Fiend's Grip with your Fiend's Grip. Which is always funny. A friend who plays Rubik, he keeps talking about some spreadsheet he keeps, where he notes the amount of times he kills a hero with their own skill. So what is Pain going to be picking up? Probably the mid-Nyx, so maybe a third hero, maybe a jungler. Maybe they're going to pick up that Chen again. It worked really, really well for them in the first game. Having, you know, a Shadow Demon on top of that to gank with would be particularly effective, you know. Get a quick disruption on someone to position the Chen creep, stun them coming right out. Eventually have Demonic Purge ready to slow people. And Gyro Shadow Demon Chen could be a very, very effective lane. Take a nice early tower, try to snowball up like they did in Game 1. Enchantress maybe as well, a possible option for that same purpose. I think their problem here is they don't... They're worried, I think at least a little, they don't know what Empire wants to run as their carry.
10 seconds.
So they don't want to... I don't know. I was going somewhere with that and then I lost it. Disruptor picked up again. Okay, so they want to show that they really like the Disruptor. It's not just because... I mean, obviously it's a very good support. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, amazing teamfight control abilities. Glimpse, of course. If you can glimpse a carry out of a fight, glimpse back someone who TP'd to stop a gank, such an incredibly versatile and powerful spell. But, again, not a support... He's not really someone that gets picked up that much, and they want to show that they can use him effectively like that. Clockwork going to be picked up by Empire. So, possibly... I guess possibly a mid Batrider with an offlane Clockwork could be something they're thinking about. Or they could maybe be going... No, they don't really have what I would see to aggressive try with Clockwork, Bane, and Coddle. That's not something maybe there's some synergy there that I'm just not seeing because, you know, I admit it, I'm not as good as someone like Draskell or Merlini or Cinderin who does co-casting. And Weaver going to be picked up. Interesting last pick by Pain Gaming, saying that they don't want to put this all on the back of the Gyrocopter. And Clink's picked up. There's the Scandal Clinks. Yes, that is going to be an aggressive Clockwork, Bane, Coddle tri-lane. It's going to be a Batrider in the mid lane and Clink's farming up the safe lane just to try and snowball up as quickly as is humanly possible. And the Scandal Clinks just can be... Whoa, Scandal on Batrider. Scandal not on Clinks? Okay, are they... Huh. So they're leaving Funnick the Clinks. I know I'm focusing on this a lot, but this really confuses me because Scandal is a pretty legendary Clinks player. But we'll see what Funnick can get done. Alright, so, going through Empire's lineup, we have SS playing Bane Elemental, 333 playing Coddle. We have Blow Your Brain on the farming aggressive Clockwork, and Scandal going to be playing the Batrider. Going down to Pain Gaming, King RD playing the Nyx Assassin again. Clot's going to be playing this, so it's going to be a farming mid Gyrocopter. Fuga going to be off-laning that Weaver most likely. Billy on the Disruptor, and Grent back on that Shadow Demon. Looks like the tri-lane for Empire is going to make their way towards bottom, but not the entire team. Could be a little dangerous if they try to push up into the forest, but you'd think they wouldn't do it from that range. Blow Your Brain gonna be completely, absolutely nuts and just beg for his own death, starting to walk up that ramp right there.
30 seconds to showtime.
But obviously, with no heroes in position from Pain to take advantage of it, could have been a free first blood. Although, well, he hasn't skilled yet, so probably would have skilled Cogs, try to get himself out of it. Ward being dropped down. So very defensive warding coming out at the very beginning. They just want to see all the entrances to their jungle. Pain Gaming do. Make sure they can get people farmed up.
And away we go.
Well, you know, I mentioned that I didn't think it would be this aggressive try, but I guess it is. I guess, you know, if you can Nightmare into the Cogs, because obviously 5-second Cogs at level 1 hold people in to get blasted by the Coddle Nuke. As well as, of course, just beaten up. Alright then. The game is set. And oh, it's been a while since I've seen a Batrider mid, since he gets banned out so darn often. And even then, even when he doesn't get banned out, teams are occasionally throwing him into the off lane now. Keeping those sticky napalm stacks on King RD. Aw, it drops off. But still, the damage that just comes out from each auto attack with those napalm attacks, or napalm stacks. Scandal tanking up a lot of damage though. What is he? What is Scandal? Scandal, bro? Whew. Talk about playing the margins right there. Jeez. I'm down in the bottom lane. We got some standard back and forth going on between a pair of tri lanes. Obviously, Empire going to be looking for openings, and Pain going to be trying to prevent them, trying to make sure they don't have anything. They could also just try to take this tower very early with the Coddle Nuke. Although at the same time, if you're pushing in the creep wave like that, you're giving Klotz all the farm he will ever want. But preventing any sort of pulling will also, of course, force these supports to be incredibly underleveled. Just as underleveled as you are in your aggressive tri-lane if you don't get kills.
So do I.
Scandal and King RD still facing off here in the mid lane. Scandal just getting a bit of farm behind the tower. And Funix, so far, doing solid in the top lane. 8-4 against the 4-0 of Weaver. And looks like we had some initiation going on down here. Shadow Demon almost went down, but very, very close. Pops off a salve, get himself back in fighting form, but obviously the more regen they burn off, the easier it's going to be to just say, please leave my lane. I want to be in control here. Disruption going to be coming out onto Blow Your Brain. He's just going to get Rocket Barrage. The Cogs try to push people out of range, but so much damage coming out. Between, guess what, the Soul Catcher and the Rocket Barrage. Boom. You know what that's called? Insight. No, I'm just didn't. Anyway, pretty standard combo, but the damage that comes out for it is just horrendous. I mean, not something you ever want to be up against. Scandal just with no mana, as usual against a Nyx. Generally, if you're with a Nyx, you better believe that you're not going to have mana for the entire game. Funix still just farming up here. Gonna see just how fast he rushes that Orchid. I'm assuming he's gonna go Orchid, just 'cause that's, I think, almost universal for anyone who plays a Clinks. Gyrocopter still farming up in the bottom lane, 10-4. But Funix leading the way at 20-6, so he's doubling up on that Gyrocopter, and that's 1 versus 1 top. And the Weaver only at 9-0, so Funix definitely getting the best of this lane up here. And Fuga just has to play very, very defensive, trying to get Tranquil Boots up as quickly as possible. What do we have coming out here for Funix? Boots and his Aquila. That is a pretty strong start for about 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Looks like we do have a bit of a skirmish maybe starting up in the woods, but now they're going to come in to try and grab some of those jungle creeps, the pole creeps. I think Blow Your Brain might have caught one with a flare, but nothing more going to come of it than that. Mid lane, looks like we have Scandal getting engaged on by King RD. Leading him around with a Firefly. Nothing off cooldown for King RD. There, he just got mana for that stun, and boom! Scandal coming in back for that sticky napalm. Really did cost him. I think he was just barely out of range for that Impale until he went back in.
Radiant's mid tower's getting
But
banged
Funnick
up.
has now forced Weaver out of lane and back. Weaver, who desperately wants Tranquils, but still 250 away, against Funnick, who has Tranquils and Aquila already.
Twice as foul.
Bane coming back
The
towards the
Dire
bottom lane after
best
picking
do
up a
something
DD,
about
but
that
it looks like
bottom
333
tower.
might just... Is he... Man, I guess they didn't realize he was there, because he should have been so dead. That would have been a no-brainer to engage on. I guess they didn't really realize that SS was out of lane. Gosh, excuse me again, guys. These aren't actually boring games. I don't know what the heck is going on with me. Rocket Harass coming right out. But yeah, they didn't realize SS wasn't in lane. Maybe he was hanging out near the secret shop. Maybe he was hanging out... well, he couldn't have been hanging out back here, but maybe he was hanging out in the secret shop
Radiant's
waiting
mid
for something
tower's
to
coming
happen.
apart.
Scandal's still getting the best of mid lane by a long shot in terms of the creeps. Let's see if the net worth shows that. Yeah, he's still leading Nyx just barely, but look at the net worth on Clinkz. Already almost 1,000 above anyone else in the game. Scandal, buddy, you might want to be a little careful with that. I know you have lasso and everything, but Nyx can do a lot of quick burst, and he's going for the lasso. He wants it. And there's... Oh, 5 stacks. Is he gonna... Oh, no, he's gonna burn the Vendetta to avoid it. Funnick now 39 and 13 at the 6-minute mark. This is completely ridiculous. I think he's hit... He's probably hit every last hit thanks to those searing arrows. So his farm is just gonna skyrocket, basically. He's already got a pair of Sage's masks to speed up his mana regen. Make sure you can spam those. We'll be building those new Oblivion staves, obviously, for his Orchid. Looks like we have Scandal wanting to check the rune. Is he going to come bottom with it? Yeah, he's going to pop the haste and then want to engage down on this gyrocopter. Going to want to at least shut down the lane, if not kill the gyro outright. They need a little bit of vision, though. Can't quite see what's going on. Batrider thinking, but they know he's missing. They know he's not there, and even though they didn't see the rune
Dire's
get
mid
picked
tower
up,
won't last much longer.
doesn't mean they're
Radiant
not going to play it
structures must
safe.
be fortified.
But now, should be a good amount of damage coming out on this tower. Not only 4 heroes beating on it, but
Radiant's
also the
bottom
ability to
tower
push
ain't
back the
pretty
creeps with the
sight
Coddle
right
nuke
now.
next time they come up. Or maybe they're just going to fall back. They're satisfied with the amount of damage they've done. Want to get something else. Maybe they want to pretend they're falling back, bait them in on SS, and come in for the gank that they wanted to set up earlier. Gosh, excuse me. Funnick's still just farming, and Fuga having to go back to base again. Even with Tranquils, he doesn't have the mana regen he needs to keep them spamming in lane. You know, 25 mana each time takes its toll when you also have to be spamming Shikuchi to try to get your last hits and take less damage. And so 52 last hits already for Scandal, or excuse me, for Funnick up in that top lane. And Scandal, despite having not been in lane for a bit, still has more last hits than anyone but Funnick. So while the kills seem to be going the way of Pain Gaming early on, the lane farm is definitely going the way of Empire. And we'll have to see what Funnick manages to do once he picks up his Orchid. He missed a creep. How dare he? Player Brain coming just to camp the 8-minute room. It's not there. Nyx bottles up a regen top. Heading back towards the mid lane. Scandal finishes his Tranquils. Sending his bottle back to Crow up. Grabs some sentries to try and defend himself against that Nyx. Doesn't want to get gone on. This aggressive tri-lane, I think this is... Empire would have really loved to get more out of this, but the creep positioning is always so close to the tower down here, they can't really get a whole lot done, and that's part of having Coddle in your aggressive tri-lane, is you're unlikely to ever fight not under their tower. It's why I really love the damage output he has, but unless you have like a really good wombo combo to set him up with, I'm not actually a fan of Coddle in an aggressive tri-lane. I know, it's crazy, right? Absolutely insane. But there, I said it. I said my piece. You can all judge me for it. It's okay. I won't hate you. I won't ban anyone from Twitch chat. The 2 people who are here watching who may actually tell me you're a moron if you don't think Coddle should address aggressive tri-lane. God, 67-23, almost 70 creeps at less than 10 minutes. This is completely ridiculous for Funnick. Complete lane dominance up here. And it looks like we have a gank coming in towards middle lane. Scandal gonna go try and go in with the Firefly. Doesn't actually catch anyone. They're gonna put some damage on them. Oh, they're getting caught out. They got baited in. They thought they could get 3-3-3. Quick kill's gonna come out on King RD. Oh, port comes in from Fuga. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do in here. There's a sentry in mid if he tries to come in and do anything. Is that lasso still up? No, it was used by Scandal to set that up, it appears. But that could be a good chunk of damage they can get on this mid tower. They don't have a siege creep, unfortunately, but at the same time, if they just keep things solid, looks like a siege creep is coming out. So they could definitely pull this. And Funnick at the same time, killing off the top tower, something fierce.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
So after getting the one return kill to bring it up to 2-1, Empire also puts a whole lot of tower pressure on. You know, oh man, Scandal getting stunned. Disruption, Soul Catcher comes out. Coddle Nuke is prepping and charging. Quick heal comes out on Scandal. I don't actually know what healed him, but something did. And then Blow Your Brain wants to go in, but he's just getting Rocket Barrage. He gets stunned. Cogs will probably keep him safe, especially because they don't want to be anywhere near that Coddle Nuke. So much damage coming out onto King RD. Do you have a Flame Break? Do you have a Flame Break? No, Scandal. What a shame.
One last top tower.
Oh, but the Rocket! Hero Rocket coming out. And SS, you are in trouble, sir. All the brain sap into the Coddle Nuke. Fuga's going to get the kill on him, but man, was that making the best of a bad situation right there. He said, alright, hey 333. Start charging up. You're going to get a kill right now. And Coddle's going to, the Clockwork is going to go right down, but Scandal is going to grab right onto Brent with that Flaming Lasso. Fuga trying to chase down Coddle, gets him. Scandal getting a lot of damage done, but it's not going to be quite enough. He doesn't have any reveal to deal with Fuga right now. Gets the Flame Break off quickly, but is he going to get enough damage out? Oh my gosh! I did not think he would get enough damage out to bring him down before the next Chikuchi went off. Well played by Scandal. And that's an Orchid. So now that Empire just started winning fights without Clinks, Clinks has a 12-minute Orchid. Ouch. But, I mean, obviously no big about having the item. He has to actually make use of it. And in the end, this is an incredibly aggressive lineup from Empire with a serious time clock on it. If Clinks doesn't make his presence known and make it known soon, they're going to kind of miss their window. I'd say 25-30 minutes is when it just starts to close off for them. Because Pain Gaming not only has a perfectly strong mid-game teamfight sort of team, between the Gyrocopter and the Disruptor, the Nyx stuns, all of that, but they have a reasonably powerful late-game carry in the Weaver if they can get him any sort of farm. He's not particularly farmed now, but if they can create some mid-game space for him, if Clinks doesn't go really aggro, although, as I say, if Clinks doesn't go aggro, he's just, sitting there, farming their jungle. Oh, is that gonna... Does he see it? Does he see it? No, he doesn't care. He's just waiting. Waiting for his death pact. I keep wanting them to kill the courier, and they keep not doing it. It's making me really sad. But yeah, this is not a good start for Pain Gaming. They need to somehow get some defense up, make sure that their wards are up constantly. Probably drop at least sentries in some key ward positions. Make sure that they can see Funnick while he's running around. I mean, right now he's just kind of running around, checking people out up top. He's going to see if he can pick someone off and back, and boom! Whoa! He says, I don't care about your extra heroes. You're just going to die because Orchid. That damage coming out from the early Orchid on Clinks is just obscene. Shame his Death Pact wore off, but he can still get some work done. There we go. He's going to Death Pact another. Oh, he's going to get pulled in. They're going to do a very, very early Roshan with that Clinks damage. Anyone want to burn off the Roshan Lincolns? Burn off the Roshan Lincolns? I guess it doesn't really matter. I was figuring they'd burn it off so Funnick could put the Orchid on him. But yeah, a nice 14.5-minute Roshan. It doesn't look like Pain Gaming has any idea this is going on, and if they do, they're not really caring to try to stop it. They gotta at least be wondering where people are, but boom. And Clockwork picks it up. Alright, not Clinks. I guess they figure Clinks is survivable enough, and they just want the Clockwork to be able to initiate with no fear of anything. Empire now roaming around the Radiant jungle a little bit, but not actually going to do anything with it, just going to come back to the mid lane, push it up a little bit. They know they have the advantage, and they know they need to press it. Again, this is even more so than last game. And last game had a harder carry in the Phantom Lancer on Pain Gaming's side, but in this game, just if Empire, anything goes wrong, they give them any sort of window to get that Weaver farmed, Empire doesn't have an answer. They have a Clinks who, you know, only really is just destructively good if you... Did they have a sentry down?
The Dire might want to mine
How
the
did
top
they...
tower.
Did he come out of Skeleton Walk? He must have. Must have not realized the Nyx was there. He was waiting for the missile to hit.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
Wow, that... I didn't actually think anything was going to come of that, because I didn't think they had vision of him, and then he wasn't invisible. So, yeah. That could be, and that's the kind of pick they can't let happen right now. I mean, Funnick is your playmaker in this situation. He has to be the one getting a lot of kills and controlling the game. And if he doesn't snowball like crazy for the next 10 minutes, you're just going to lose by default as that Weaver starts to pick up. Although, to be fair, Weaver now sitting on Tranquil as a drum and 37 creeps at 16 minutes, so... not exactly the greatest start he had. It was a brutal, brutal lane for him against that Clinks. Which is probably going to be a big part of it if Empire... I mean, a big part of the next 10 minutes is going to be, you know... No, that's not what I meant to say. A big part of why Empire wanted to send that Clinks up top was just to make sure, not only to get him the safe lane farm, but to go up against that Weaver, deny him out completely, and I mean, obviously very solid. Worked out well. I'm sorry, I'm tripping over words like crazy right now.
Dire's top
Clink's
tower's
thinking about trying to pick
beat
someone
down.
off, but they have a gem this time. Nothing you can do about that, Funnick, and boom, he goes down again. Gem dropped by Funnick. So now they have 2 gems. Oh man, he thought they were killing him with sentries. He was not expecting this early of a gem. Throws away his gem, and that's a pretty huge toss right there. I could buy, you know, a whole lot of time for Pain Gaming. They don't have to deal with the Clinks for another 30 seconds. They can at least get some, like a little bit of damage on this tower. And they have a spare gem now, and Clinks now has to be feeling a little unsure of going anywhere, because that Nyx could always be there waiting for him. So yeah, Empire just going to play passive, get some jungle farm going with this Coddle. And Pain, definitely going to play passive, because that's exactly what they want to do. I want to spend the rest of the game farming up. Pair of drums, both Gyro and Weaver. Not trusting them to be anywhere near each other. Let's check out the XP and gold graph. XP still in Empire's favor, about 4,500 points. And gold also still in Empire's favor by over 7,500. That's a bigger advantage than I expected them to have. I mean, you know, I understand that they're getting better farm. They've gotten more towers. And at this point, they're, you know, slightly ahead on kills. But after those couple of deaths on Funnick, I would have thought that something would have turned around at least a little. So it's leveled off a bit, but they have Pain hasn't really started to make a comeback back to where they need to be. And this tower could die very quickly. Calldown's going to come out to try and slow things down from Gyro, but look at how much damage those searing arrows are doing. Funnick's now just hanging out. He says, I don't need to shoot my searing arrows at your gold glowy tower. The Coddle Nuke, of course, going to make it incredibly hard to defend. You can burn your Calldown to kill some creeps, but I'm pretty sure Illuminate has a shorter cooldown than Calldown. Just saying. And now Port's coming in from Batrider, try and force Fuga away, make sure he doesn't get that a tower, and gets the quick deny, and there goes... I'm going to try and get him. Oh, they did get him, and there's the lasso. There's the Firefly and the Coddle Nuke to make sure that that Weaver can't get out of there. And that's definitely the hero. If they can, every time they kill Weaver, they add a little more time to how long they can stay dominant. Because if the Weaver's not farming, they can stay powerful. The Gyro, I mean, the Gyro as well, obviously, he's their main farming carry. But the Clinks, I mean, especially if the Clinks starts to focus on him, if the rest of the team can hold down the Weaver, I mean, that's, you know, a particularly strong position to be in, just keeping that Weaver dead all the time.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help.
Clink's just roaming around, checking for people. Has his Crystallis already, so
Dire's mid tower's
big crits when he's got that Death Pact running.
Radiant's top tower is taking hits.
Damage coming out on that top tower. Oh, gotta be careful there. It gets disrupted. Has the skeleton walk right in. They have a gem here. They do burn some dust. Demonic Purge comes out. He's gonna get some damage put on him. Static Storm comes out, but he does manage to get away from it. Is he gonna get away? No. Gyro's gonna come in, just pop a couple of auto attacks to finish him off. In the meantime, though, lots and lots of pushing coming out on this bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom
One tower already went down. Another tower going down if we don't get a response here from Pain, which you'd think they would want to. I mean, the Clinks is down. The Clinks is the major threat right now. As much good push as they have, you could at least engage when they're sitting under your tower like this. But now they're gonna send the Gyrocopter to split push top, try to 4v4 down here. Scandal trying to grab someone. Didn't land the lasso though, so just push sticks himself out. Tower took a whole lot of damage, down to below 300 life already. Gyrocopter, again, just pushing up that top lane. Clink's about to respawn. See where he heads. Oh, and he gets brought in by Coddle. So this tower is going to go down immediately, especially with that Death Pact off. Clink's swinging for a good 222 at the moment. Plus crits, plus Orchid, plus Searing Arrows.
Radiant's bottom towers seem
and
better days.
Boom.
Radiant lost
DD
one of
Bat
their
Rider
bottom
as well.
towers.
This could be... they really need to be spending a little more time defending this, I feel. And
Dire's top tower
I don't agree with the choice to go and stack Ancients. I don't agree with... And Clinks just picks off Weaver. While I'm talking about people being out of position, Weaver apparently was as well. And he pays for it. It's a Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter's just trying to take this top tier 2, and he's going to get it. It's getting very, very low, but they're going to get some, you know, solid damage in on the tier 3 in exchange. DD Bat Rider. Clinks with a Death Pact running. Strafe going down, and boom, tower already down. Gyrocopter only now finally TP's back in after they've lost tower. Blow Your Rain burns his hook, doesn't get anyone. That's going to be... Alright, I'm just going to back off a little bit after that. Oh, glimpse back in. Oh, nice push stick out by Scandal, saving 333. Call down comes down. They pretty much burn all of their AoE, thinking that they had an engagement there when the push stick just got the Coddle out of range, and because he was out of range, the rest of the team didn't have to engage into it. So now, Empire in a very good position with some very powerful spells on cooldown for Pain Gaming. Clink's going to maybe go and Death Pact a good creep real quick. And... not going to... Alright, yeah, he's just going to Death Pact the Hellbear Warrior and get recalled back in by the Keeper of the Light. And, oh, the Orchid coming out on the Nyx. He goes down so quickly, but Bane also picks off Shadow Demon in the meantime. Look at the damage coming out onto that Weaver. It's absolutely destroyed. The illusion's getting popped off. Fuga, oh, Fiend's Grip coming out on Klotz. He doesn't quite hold it long enough for it to matter. Purge going to go on a Phonic, but just no damage to follow up with. There goes the bottom melee racks. It's definitely going to go down before this is over. Kinetic Field going to come in to try and just lock people in for some kills maybe, or lock people in for a re-engage. But they don't have what they need. They don't have Static Storm. Weaver can't really go in without time lapse right now. He just dies too quickly. And it's not like he does a particularly large amount of damage anyway. They have Call Down back, but that's really it. And so they lose that bottom racks and get nothing in exchange for it. Again, this is what Empire needs. They need to pressure, pressure, pressure. The Clinks needs to stay on top of everyone. He's got another 3,200 gold to do it with. So after that, our XP lead is back up to about 7,000 for Empire, and the gold lead is what really tells the story here. Over 12,000 for Empire, really opening up this early to mid-game. And that's that's why you don't let Empire pick a Clinks. I mean, I hate to say it, but they've been well known to rip games to shreds with a Clinks. And letting them pick him. Oh, engagement is going to happen here in mid lane. Blow Your Brain is going to get engaged upon, held out by Kinetic Field and a Static Storm. Fire coming out from Scandal, but just not enough damage. Caudle picking off Shadow Demon, and Nyx just forced to retreat, so low on health. But that looks like a haste rune coming out from Scandal, just going to get a Firefly kill. Philly will be next most likely. There comes the Napalm. Flame Break to get him back in range. Missile's going to be coming out on Scandal. Can they get anything done? Oh, the Nightmare. And silenced and popped.
Oh my.
Here I thought he was going to get out, and then the Bane Nightmare just made a fool out of me, obviously. That was all without Death Pact damage on Scandal. He's going to pop off this Dark Troll real quick, get himself a little bit more damage, and come up to push this mid lane. Benefit, though, of the levels kind of being as they are, is that these supports, the Disruptor and the Nyx are going to come up again very quickly. The Nyx got popped off earlier, and the Disruptor, obviously, is only level 8. So his respawn time not that great, but look at how quick this tower drops, even from downhill. Phonic just doesn't care. Too much damage coming out, and 333 just tanking the Gyrocopter Flak Cannon while he charges that up. The Orchid's going to come out onto Gyrocopter, make him back off a little. Glimpse back in on the Keeper of the Light, but Scandal's going to pull out that Nyx. He's going to get destroyed. Oh no, he pops off the Spike Carapace, but he's going to die to the Firefly. Buyback coming in from the Keeper of the Light, going to get himself back in as quickly as possible. Phonic still alive, putting in lots of damage. Huge hook from Blow Your Brain to pick off Clots. And triple kill coming out for Scandal. This tower is going to go down. That'll be mid-Rax. And when you're this far ahead, Empire's got to be feeling good about their chances to finish this off very soon. Oh, looks like we got another push stick, and boom! Clinks. Because Clinks. Do you have a Daedalus now? He does. Oh, Phonic. I can't believe I doubted you. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe it is Phonic who always plays him, but for some reason I thought it was Scandal. And there's the GGs from Pain Gaming. They say we're down 2 Raxes, our Weaver's not farmed, our Gyro's not farmed. We can't fight the Orchid Daedalus 2200 gold Clinks. So, good game. Again, a very aggressive lineup by Empire, exactly what I expect to see them play. And it pays off in spades for them. Felt like Pain Gaming, they started off reasonably strong. They protected against the aggressive tri-lane, but they never really made any motion to try to slow down the Clinks, which was probably the big fault in their play, because you just can't let a Clinks free farm like that. But at the same time, they didn't want to leave their Gyrocopter alone, so just the lanes put them in a really awkward position. Probably could have used a little more ganks by the Nyx on the top lane. Try desperately to slow down that Oh, your range is fountain diving. Doesn't even care. But yeah, try desperately to slow down that Clinks, because the 12-minute Orchid and then just the instant aggression really... I mean, obviously, Clinks putting out that much damage at 12 minutes, no one's going to be able to live through that. But regardless, good game, well played by both teams. Pain Gaming, definitely a strong squad. They've shown us several good games so far, even just on my channel, and I'm sure there's more that I haven't captured. But thank you guys for coming out tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for checking out the series. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/hippiedota. Check me out on YouTube at youtube.com/medicalhippie. And that's that. This has been Hippie, signing off. I'll see you tomorrow at 7. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, 12 GMT.